You're watching NewsX. I'm Megha Sharma. At 6 p.m. today, every single day for the past several months, we have been having discussions with regards to businesses, their game plan to go ahead and fight the coronavirus battle, the lockdown battle. Many of them have come out resilient. Many of them have come out successful. And these are the success stories that we go ahead and discuss. Joining me on the broadcast, a very special one today, are a number of key business persons, entrepreneurs, startups that have been launched by them in the past several years as well. Saumyajit Roy, founder, Emoha Elder Care, a very important and crucial service that is being provided by this startup.
Thank you so much. Mr. Roy, you heard every entrepreneur on the show talking about what's happened to your business. Tell us, how's your business doing and how do you see your business over the next 6 months?
First of all, thank you, Dr. Anurag. Really pleasure to meet you, and thanks to NewsX and Business World. I think it's very important to recognize that elders in this country have always been the foundation of our society, and in some ways, the disconnected world that elders have been living for many years. It's not just during COVID time. We've always had elders living a disconnected life. It's difficult to manage hospitals, healthcare, emergencies, situations. In a very funny way, while COVID has kind of broken that disconnect even more. Organizations like us and economy, in a way, the elder economy is trying to bring the whole thing together. So we've actually seen a fairly dramatic growth, pretty much about 25% month-on-month growth during the COVID period.
And for the benefit of our viewers, tell us, what does Emoha do?
So Emoha is actually if you turn around Emoha, it's a home. And a home is where the elder would love to stay the most. Elder care for the longest a while has been equated with, a nurse being sent at home. It is much more to an elder's life than just being a nurse and attendant. We do a lot of health-related work with the elder, but also take care of their loneliness, also take care of their engagement. How can elders be more active and so on? So this whole, like a consolidated, holistic way of how do you take care of an elder while the elder stays at home is what we do as membership models. We've saved more than 65 lives, over 1,200 calls, and I have more than 3,400 elders across the country now on our platform. And these are elders who can contribute extensively in the Indian economy as well. So it's not, when you turn 60, it's not that you become irrelevant. How can we make them relevant is what we actively do. And we are seeing COVID actually turning it around and making them more connected, more technologically rich, and so on. So we actually see the last 9 months, India rediscovering its elders in many ways, Dr. Anurag.
And in terms of your company's growth, where are you vis-a-vis February? We are at the end of the October. Give us a sense through numbers.
So we launched we've been about 2 years now. We launched the organization in August, September last year. We had about 45, 50 memberships by about January. As I said, we are close to about 3,400 now. And this is cutting across multiple cities in the country as well as NCR Delhi. What gives me most satisfaction is not that we have so many memberships, but during COVID time, we've saved many, many lives, taken care of a lot of elders who've passed away and their spouses are here, children can't come from abroad. And this is what really gives us the maximum satisfaction that as an organization, we are standing for those who have built the country. And I think that is the common stream that I see. We will rediscover elders in the form of technology-first initiatives, using simple things like, these sensors can actually save a life if somebody falls in the bathroom. So how do you build systems and technology so that the elder can stay at home, enjoy everything at home, get healthcare at home, and yet be able to contribute and stay active? That is what we are, really pushing for.
Saumyajit, people like you, entrepreneurs like you, really are representative of the 3C economy. I keep referring to the 3C stand for collaborative, contactless, and compassionate. You clearly represents the compassionate economy because it's, as you rightly said, I'm sure you glow through the blessings of the families and the...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't agree more.
Power of blessings in a world that is driven by numbers and ROI and building businesses. I think it's a lot about what I
can't agree more. And just wanted to add one more thing, Dr. Anurag, that there is crazy amount of very talented elders out there, from chief secretaries who are retired to army officers who are retired, who are now coming back in Emoha, becoming employed again. And not for money, by the way. This is for contributing back into the society. And I think that is something that the new India will be able to benefit from by connecting the young and the elders together. Because that is what our society has always been proud of, taking care of our elders.
Entrepreneurs on this show over the last 5 months on this show have given us a glimpse of what Indian entrepreneurs are doing and can do. And I can tell you that it feels good that people like you are the future of our country and are contributing to the economy in a way that is humane and makes a real difference to the lives of people. Megha, over to you.
Yeah, I think you've gone ahead and encapsulated entrepreneurs, those who've gone ahead and brought about startups, especially during these adverse times. Ria Mohanty being a very good example over here. And you've gone ahead and also, Anurag, brought in people from various spheres, which is very interesting. And
but we are lucky that we have a school where we are with our parents and our parents are with us. So, almost 95% of our parents are with us and we are able to propel. And this 6 months has been a beautiful journey with our parents, with our school. So, we have been selling very, very fine.
Right, absolutely. And in direct contrast, if I may bring in Saumyajit Roy, he's gone ahead and built this startup, Emoha Elder Care. There must have been huge response at this point of time, with especially elders who are obviously very fearful of going into hospitals for the fear that they themselves catch the virus, and for them it is going to be extremely detrimental for their health, or almost fatal. And what are the kind of plans that you've gone ahead? What are the kind of has there been more investment during this entire 6-7 months that you've gone ahead to go ahead and further lucratize this entire situation, and also improve your facilities in wake of the increased demand that you in all probability must have witnessed at this point of time, and further advertise it, because a very crucial period this time. People are not heading out. People do want healthcare at their doorstep, and something like your startup is all it checks all the points that are required.
No, thanks, Megha. I think, as I mentioned, it's very important for all of us, on the panel and the viewers to, for 2 minutes, imagine what is the condition of your parents. It doesn't matter whether your parents are staying with you, whether they are staying alone. The fact is that India's 110 million elders, even if you look at 40 million elders staying in urban areas, a good 10 to 15 million elders stay alone. And it doesn't mean that if you stay alone, everything is hunky-dory. There is challenges of emergencies, there's challenges of healthcare, safety, support, and so on. The bigger problem, even bigger than COVID, by the way, is loneliness. And we tend to think that just because you stay alone, it is loneliness. That is not true. Loneliness can be if you stay in a big joint family and still be lonely. Every elder, who has crossed the age of 60, has lots of desires, lots of needs, lots of aspirations, and sometimes as children we forget that they are the reason why we are what we are. So as Emoha, we have a very holistic healthcare plus many other elements together. It's not just healthcare. While healthcare continues to be a major part of what we do, it is a holistic picture, adding engagement, adding relevance, adding safety, support, all of these
I was just browsing through about your company, and I came across this particular news report where you've gone ahead and built a buddy system to help elders survive the loneliness, and that can be excruciatingly difficult, especially at this time.
It's very interesting to mention this, Megha, that we've done more than 600 engagement programs in the last 7 months. There have been people who have been restricted to their home. They come in the evening, they play games online. As we speak right now, there are games happening, Antakshari is happening online, and elders across the country are celebrating, partying. Shero Shairi Club is happening. So it's true that physical wellness is important. It's true that health is important. But somewhere we've forgotten emotional wellness. Somewhere we've forgotten that it's not just disease. Disease is important. Nobody's saying disease is not important. We have a full team which works on COVID, which works on ICU at home. We have all the expertise to take care of elders when they fall sick. But we have to remember 80% of elders are not necessarily sick. And when they are fine, there has to be activities, engagements that we can learn from such elders. Dr. Sahu is a youngster with us right now. I'm sure Dr. Sahu can contribute so much, even, he will never retire, right? So people like that in our country are gems, and such gems need to be stitched with the society, with the economy. And that's what we are trying to do at Emoha, basically.
I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely, Ram. But again, I have a contrarian view. The more technology grows, the more value of physical contact, face to face. So I agree, technology needs to drive every business, especially a media and content-driven business. Mr. Roy, last word from you. When do you think the economy will be back in full bloom? And what's your top lockdown lesson?
So my take is that I think I have a slightly more pessimistic view. I think the model I see is that vaccine, while we're hearing about the vaccines, I think by the time it comes in with all the strains, with all the changes, with new waves that might come in, I see that itself being about a 12-month journey from now. And from then, dissemination across such a large country with all its complications is another 12 months. I see next 24 months being, us all being prepared for, kind of a little bit of a slow run. Protecting families, protecting elders, and taking care of what needs to be done. But I also see a lot of innovation. So I see a composite shift happening in every sector, whether it's hospitality, whether it's education, and so on. But I see a long haul. I don't see. I see a long haul.
Industry. Yeah, and what's your top lockdown lesson?
People, Dr. Anurag. I think I can't thank more about the people on the ground, the armed forces people in my team, the nurses, the real warriors on the ground who've been saving lives, taking themselves at risk, taking care of elders, taking them to hospitals, investing into people, investing into the last mile on the ground who've actually been taking care of elders. Those are really the guys I salute. So that is my biggest learning.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. I think we got different perspectives from all of you. You're at different stages of your entrepreneurial journey and you have different points of view, but we at Business World and NewsX wish you luck. And as Rishabh from NewsX always says, go to Nirok Street, enroll people in Dr. Vijay Sahu's Institute, buy Ria's fashion brand,
right.
Mohit.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm trying to be Megha, I'm trying to be
Rishabh.
Right.
I think yes. I mean, all your brands that you've gone ahead and built with such pains, and you've taken all the time and all energy and funds in the world. I think right from you go about money front, we've spoken about Sai International Education Group.
Early adoption of Ayurveda makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. All three.
Thank you so much.
So yes, I think Ayurveda is the go. Ayurveda is the way to go.
Takes their name on air so that their consumption goes up.
Right, absolutely. I think yes. I mean,
their businesses.
Yeah, we should be publicizing it. We should be advertising it, and the people who are watching us at this point of time should definitely be going ahead and rolling themselves when it comes to Classy Fashion. Pum. It's used car leasing startup doing fantastic business. Nirok Street. You can book doctors, appoint doctors, and get medicines online as well. That's a very important strategic gap that is being fulfilled at this point of time. Vista rooms, luxury villas, even as people go about exploring their vistas when it comes to domestic tourism. Sai International Education Group doing fantastic work. We have also spoken about Emoha Elder Care. Cannot thank the Emoha people, cannot thank Saumyajit Roy for doing a very important social service as well over here. And of course, last but not least, Mohit Gang, who is spearheading money front. So for all your mutual fund needs advisory, you go over there. On that note, I will slip into a short break. I thank all my panelists for joining me on this very interesting, insightful broadcast. They have gone ahead and shed light into the businesses that are growing despite the virus. It is the Prime Minister's Atmanirbhar call, and they all are actually walking the talk.